Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and welcome back to another reaction. And it's going to be from EVERGREY, a band I haven't done for quite a while on this channel, with their song Blindfolded. I actually got their album earlier to check out. I wanted to first check out the single with you guys before I go into the whole album. And I'm going to get to interview them for next week. Next week, Tuesday, I'll get to talk to them. And I want to ask you guys if you have any questions you would want me to ask, because I'll be posting this on Monday. So you can kind of contribute to the interview as well. But with that being said, let's get into the song. Let's see what it's all about. I even have a vague memory of what they were like. I know it's a Finnish band. So let's see if I enjoy this song. For those who are new to this channel, I express myself 100% whether I like it or not. And I try to do it in an honest way without shitting on the band to create interesting conversations around the music that we react to here. Napalm Records.
Talespersoner från regeringen säger att, citat, det är det största intrånget mot vår säkerhet som någonsin har drabbat Sverige och det kommer få ödesdigra konsekvenser. Alla nationer påverkas och det pågår massiva insatser för att förhindra att informationen sprids. Slutcitat.
Ja, det här var ditt ansvar. Vi kommer att hålla dig till svars för det här och jag skulle föreslå att du löser uppgiften.
Okay, they're going for a full story here, it seems like.
Gör vad som helst, men gör det nu.
Enligt uppgifter till nyhetsredaktionen så innehåller dokumenten hemligstämplat material som kommer förändra vår syn på vår frihet och som avslöjar hur världens ledare systematiskt förhindrat det fria tänkandet. Fan vad gött! Champagne!
Men vad fan har du på telefonen?
Majtas.
Vi måste ta upp på allt och få ut informationen nu!
You know, a lot of bands have been having these thematics in their music about free thinking and your thinking being restricted, you self-expression being restricted, that there's an overcorrection. You know, the idea of, obviously, they say the woke culture, and woke culture on the left side, woke culture on the right side. Everybody thinks they can police how people think. There's been a lot of thematics around that. I have my own opinions as well, but I want to listen to this song first before I start kind of expressing, kind of see what their, I mean, you kind of really see what their point of view is going to be like. But I want to restrain a little bit before I give my opinion as well.
Jag har aldrig gjort det. Vi är överens om det här allihopa. Jo, men vi kommer för fan att dö. Det är väl för fan bättre än alternativ. Vi var ju överens. Vi är väl överens. Nu kommer de!
You know, me being Russian with this music video, all I can think about is the theater attack in Russia in the 90s, I believe, where the terrorists took over the theater and then the Spetsnaz tried to storm in, everybody got gassed and got killed. So is there a comparison to that? As well as obviously they're saying that free thinking is going to be looked at as terrorism. That's quite a extreme statement. I gotta say, I haven't commented on the music just yet. It's really good. I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the riffing and the sound of it. The production is really on point. And that's being said that I reacted, I believe, to 2 songs before this to Evergrey, way back when I started the channel. And I didn't really connect with the music then. I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't really see what other people were seeing. Whereas here, I really like the sound of this. Now I'm kind of excited to see what the album is going to be like, because this is really good. It has this kind of a mesh of different genres of like melodic death metal with clean singing, with like doom metal. It kind of has a little bit of everything, which is really, really awesome. Let's keep going. Let's see what we got here. You know what is interesting? I would have liked them to keep going with the story that they began in the beginning of the music video, because then it kind of disappears to the rest of the music video and it's just being filmed in this theater and them just running around in circles there. They had a potential to tell a really good story, but it kind of ended there. So I don't think it's... And in the lyrics, I'm having a little bit hard of a time to really understand all the lyrics. So it's hard for me to a little bit comment about this whole idea of free thinking. But yeah, I don't even know if I should comment on it, to be honest. But musically, I'm sold on it. I am not mind blown, but I see just the pure skill on display and really creative, interesting songwriting, which I remember on the first song that I reacted to, I forgot the name of the song, I felt like it was too simplistic. Whereas here, there's a lot of really interesting things going on. If I'm correct, I think the singer or the main guitarist, somebody was before an Amorphous as well. It's legends from different bands that culminated together. I know at one point they had the drummer from Sabaton, who played drums in the band for a little bit. So it's a culmination of really talented people. So I don't know why I didn't connect with it at first. Maybe I just didn't give it enough of a chance. It's going to be interesting to see what the full album is going to be like and the variety on display, and just to kind of pick their brain about their music and how they sit down to create it. Okay. I guess that's something to talk about. Let's rewind that last line. Make sure you know who you are before someone tells you who to be. Obviously it's talking about free speech, free thought, and everything like that. But you know what it is? Despite the fact that I agree to an extent that things are being overcorrected now, it almost sometimes has to happen that way when, for example, women's rights were first, introduced. It was very loud and clear and in your face about we're being mistreated, we're not treated fairly, and there was an overcorrection in some ways. But it needs to happen because for such a long time, nobody paid attention to the rights of women that they started screaming loud until they heard. For example, civil rights movement. In extent, the important subject and matter is this particular things that we haven't been heard, we haven't been listened to, and pay attention to us. There is going to be an overcorrection. We're not okay with you doing this anymore. So in that respect, I totally agree with it. It needs to happen. But also what's happening now, the other side of it, the other coin of it, is now there's no such thing as disagreeing. You can't be in the middle. You can't disagree with somebody. You can't say, well, I don't think that way. Then people say, well, then you are not just wrong, but you are dangerous. And that does happen as well. I mean, it's a few select people who are really that loud. Most people are quite rational. You can sit down and talk to them and disagree together. A Republican and a Democrat, a white person who has some feeling towards a black person or the other way around. You could sit down and have a conversation most of the time. Me living in New York City, I don't feel it as much because I've grown up with friends from all cultures, all colors, all races, all everything. So I really don't feel it as much as other people do, or the kind of the noise that they make. For me, it's always been easier to sit down and express to each other how we feel. And that's how I've learned about, let's say, not being exposed to LGBT community and learning about what's good, what's bad to say, and finding the lines of being respectful towards one another. But it's also okay to fully be able to express yourself and develop who you are. This line, though, here that he says, make sure you know who you are before someone tells you who to be. It's a tricky line because we change, right? If you are a person, like they say, of free thinking, you're willing to change, adapt, and have these kinds of understandings and grow, right? And you will change who you are. You'll never settle into who you are. So I don't see the problem with having somebody else help shape and form you. After all, the movies we watch, the music we listen to, it all shapes who we are. But with that being said, guys, I want to hear your thoughts on the song, and make sure to enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Stay safe out there and keep it metal.